Fiona Harvey, messed up emails. Let's get into it. This comes from Gary828's YouTube channel, by the way, and this is exposing Fiona Harvey's emails to Richard Gadd, Volume 2. If you want to see Volume 1 that I reacted to, I did it a few days ago. He has also got a third part up on his YouTube channel, so definitely go and check out Gary828's YouTube channel. It's really worth your time. Anyway, let's see what disturbing shit has gone on recently.
Alright, so this is exposing Fiona Harvey's emails to Richard Gadd, part 2. I recently released part 1, and I'll leave a link on the outro for you to check out in case you missed it. If you haven't seen part 1, you should probably go watch that first to get proper context and then come back to this one.
It is weird.
But of course you don't have to. There are so many emails Fiona Harvey wrote that I need to go over. It's going to take me 3 to 4 videos. So this is part 2, and look for the others to be uploaded soon. Alright, so let's see what inspirational musings Fiona has in store for us today.
Let's go.
The general consensus about you is you can't shut your ignorant little failed actor mouth about anything.
Okay, we're off to a flying start. Does anyone else have to mentally brace themselves for these emails? I literally took about 5 minutes before I clicked on this video and hit record to just mentally prepare myself for the absolute bombardment of chaos. Because, my brain just can't cope with it otherwise. Anyone else do that, or is it just me?
You are finished in the sense that you have annoyed and intimidated not just me, but loads and loads of people. The beat thing for you is God knows what, but keep your mouth shut when making up stories re people. You have made my life hell. You have...
Yeah, it sounds very similar and reminiscent of what's going on currently, doesn't it?
Played with my emotions, but more pertinently, you've bitched totally about me to all sorts of people. You asked me out. I said no.
Damn! Richard Gadd got rejected by Fiona Harvey. That's hardcore, man. Come on, Richard.
F, because you are blank and I'd have AIDS. Now that is my final word. Go away. Sent from my iPhone.
Now that's hilarious that she rounds it off with, and that's my final word, go away. As if Richard's the one that's sending all of these emails and Richard's the one reaching out to her. I find that so weird.
Whacked out now, just need to get directions to the blank shop in case MadCon wins.
We're already off to the racism. What? Whacked out now, just need to get directions to that shop in case MadCon... she's obviously talking about Sadiq Khan, who of course became the mayor of London. I think he still is the mayor of London. This is... this is something that really baffled me in the last video, was just the pure outright racism. And I'm just like, you're not okay. What the
We are a LL buying blank to shoot each other with just in case. We don't want ISIL shooting us, see? If we get rid of
That's not meant to say ISIL, that's definitely meant to say ISIS.
Everyone will sleep easy. He should never even have been allowed to stand. Sent from my iPhone.
If we get rid of Khan, everyone will sleep. This woman is seeking $170 million. This woman is seeking $170 million. And she could win it. And she's sending emails talking about shooting Sadiq Khan. Most likely because of his race. I'm already... this is why I have to mentally prepare for this stuff.
What you will be getting is PTSD. I can guarantee you are getting that because I get that the minute I see a Labour Party member. I get that really badly. So anything that brings you back a memory of that event will freak you out. All Labour Party meme RRS lie and stitch up, so the minute I see that, I want to blank them in the face.
It's just unhinged. It's just unhinged. We continue.
I don't, but I'd like to. Anyone who's had a traumatic abusive event gets that. So you just avoid those folk. If you feel cornered in any way, you'll get that. trapped, that kind of thing. Anyone hope the lucky pants doing wonders? Sent from my iPhone. I've got half an hour now and I'm making time to do this so you know the actual story. Then maybe you and your mates will stop slagging me. Now, Donald Dewar was a mess. I had a house in his constituency.
Now, this is interesting because Donald Dewar is obviously a man who has accused Fiona Harvey of stalking him as well. So I'll be intrigued to see what she's got to say about that.
He was desperate to get people on his campaign team who were not idiots. John Smith had been on my interview panel when I was interviewed for my first job. I had been a Labor Party member since I was 16. So anyway, I lived in Jordan Hill. A lot of Donald's content was Drum Chapel and full of half-wits, and Jordan Hill was the biggest branch. Anyway, election where Eric Joyce was selected for Falkirk West, it was that one. I was opping 4 shortlists for Foper seats, each with things like 20,000 majorities. Annie Land Falkirk West and 2 others. Joyce sent the Sun newspaper to harass Jim Devine, also on the Falkirk West shortlist. Joyce couldn't do that with me because I had worked for the Sun as a trainee lawyer. So the Sunday Mail was doing over the Rays and every lawyers in Scotland. Levy and McRae acted for the Sunday Mail. I knew the principal partner of Levy and McRae, had known him for years. Anyway, at the same time, Alex Raleigh, the ex-general secretary of the party in Scotland, had a crush on me. But then who wouldn't? I'm gorgeous.
At least she's got self-belief. You go, girl.
I was married and had 2 small kids in the house, relatives, and I was doorstopped about Laura.
I'm glad she said relatives because, like, she's talking about being married and having 2 kids. I don't know what's scarier, the fact she's married or the fact she's got 2 kids.
Walker, who was going through the biggest defamation case of its time in Scotland. Her father had hired me years before and I'd walked out after 2 weeks because she was in Sane Park School for Girls Nutcase. I was advised by prominent members of the Glasgow Bar Association, where I had been a member, not to go to that firm because sure was a hoo-ee nutcase. Those were the words.
Yeah, she was the nutcase for sure. I believe that.
Anyway, I thought they were just being backstabbing guys. The wars were don't go to that firm, you'll end up in the Sunday Mail. All their staff do. Unbeknown to me, this Laura Walker was getting a divorce and had married this Jami Ray MP for Ballaston and was having a kid. I didn't know any 6 of this, but did know Catherine Davis, an ex-client of a previous firm, and I knew her through a Keep Fit Jim thing. She was Jimmy's second wife, Walker. He was 3rd, and there was a first wife too. Meanwhile, this couple...
I should hope there was a first, because, if we're jumping straight from 2nd to 3rd, that would be weird that there's no first. So I hope that there is.
Neo-Catholic Labor Party Mafia and Drum Chapel Twit was desperate to get me off the short list. So was John Robertson, now an MP, the hugest one in the Commons and currently being questioned over offences. Meanwhile, Stephen Purcell in Dewar's constituency was going around doing all sorts. He was all over the Scottish press for about 20 weeks, which is unprecedented for various mental health and drug addiction problems. He was stirring everything for everyone and determined to get Robertson in.
Okay.
I was working 155 million hours in another law firm and did not know all of this was happening. I knew Dewar was ill and doing sweet F all about anything, but that was all I knew. I just thought Purcell was a failed wee fat Catholic failed priest. I didn't even know he was blank, but I did know he drank gin all the time. Anyway.
What? How does she... That's like 2 and 2 equals 5. I didn't know he was gay, but I did know he drank gin all the time. Does that automatically qualify you as gay? What?
I got done over and sued, and the thing should have been removed from Google, but wasn't. Anyway, I sued again and won, of course. Meanwhile, today...
She's got a good history of suing people and winning. You know, she should be fine against Netflix. She doesn't even need the Roth law firm at this point. She could just do it herself.
I found out I'd been done over. I called Levy and McCrae, who said their lawyers had not been on duty that night. That later turned out to be a lie. So I called the other lawyers, all of whom I knew, who acted for the Sunday Mail in various capacities. So each tape recorded calls, they all denied they were on duty, which has proved correct. Oh, we wouldn't have let that defamatory story through type thing, and that was correct. I went to 5 firms to sue for defamation, and one took it on the best, one costing a fortune to me. It settled.
Okay, so she's very accustomed to suing for defamation. Like, at this point, I've got no concerns about her going up against Netflix. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. Of course, she can get it settled.
Cameron Fife's old firm acted for the Sunday Mail on certain nights. He said the article was atrocious and everyone to a man blamed Levy and McCrae. Levy and McCrae and Blackjack Thingme acted for Stephen Purcell years later in the cases Opus D paid for. When Stephen Purcell was curtly reported on for his dodgy deeds, I called the Mora MP, the S&P chap, and said, look, I'm staying out of this, which I always have done. I know Nicola, etc., etc. He was an ex-journo and pointed out this blank was still on Google. Oh, says I counsel told me it was off and never appeared. It transpired the Rays had been up to more dodgy dealing, so they shoved my thing and other back on. Nicola had lasso wote at Drum Chapel Lost Century, and she had nothing but trouble from Madge O'Neill, John Robertson, etc., etc. The whole lot of them were gangsters. I stood treat as a favor to do her. Wendy Alexander stayed out of it because she was hopeless. When Theory want de rid of Wendy, I was called and I just said to the journalist, toast. When he asked how long has she got? The whole...
I said it last time when I last checked out some of these emails, and I'll say it again. Like, none of the emails make any sense. They start off on a point, and then she gets so into the point, and then sidetracks. So here's the point. Goes, and then like the end point's here, and then she just goes... and fucking shit's everywhere. And like, I'm just like, I'm left to the end like, what was the point of your email? What were you trying to convey? What were you trying to tell us? Because words are hard. Spelling is hard.
The whole country was ruled by these idiots for years, and then it get you a toy boy constantly referring to it all. Alan, who is a lawyer, said not to tell you because you are too young to understand. Well, I feel happier that you know. I know where thy bodies are buried in that Labor Party. I was married, my hubby was ill and died suddenly. Purposell, it transpires, is blank and difficult and an Aussie and druggy.
That was supposed to be alky and juggy. Alky is obviously a short referred term as alcoholic.
Robertson is being investigated. Do or died. No one mourned. Wendy always was a wee nobody. All of the women candidates in that selection got the same treatment because we were all going round Wex boyfriends going we did not shag, did we? Wed are all virgins, etc., etc.
What? It's got to be credit to Gary for reading that sentence and getting it just spot on, because that was hard.
No one could catch me doing anything else because I'm very well behaved. Even the Bloody Law Society were engineered by Walker into giving a flash quote. The press officer for the Law Society was bottom of my year at uni. She had to retake and retake. She also went to Park School for Girls. She was off duty and the press officer gave the wrong quote. LSS gave me an apology. The PCC upheld my complaint. Now don't you go on to me read typos because I'm over my half hour and got to go. So before you open your mouthing, you should think, Richard. I gave all my files to folk like Nicola, moved here to requalify in this jurisdiction, and hey presto, the SNP won the next Scottish election. You are not stupid, but I don't think you are as clever as me. Few men are, and they resent it. Jimmy Ray died last year. I had a massive party her night he died. He was...
Oh, no. Respect the dead, man. Like, that stuff really winds me up, and it's like annoying. regardless of how much you dislike someone, you don't say I had a massive party the night he died. Like, and then to go on, like, and hang on.
He was a blank wife beater and blank of his wife, the second Mrs. Ray.
Like, respect the dead, right? Respect them. Don't slag them off. Don't do that, man. Don't, man. Ah!
We have all seen her medical notes. I hate these Labour Party Catholic Mafia people with a vengeance. They are gangsters. Now I'm going. I've got work to do. FBH. Hey, was this one sent from her iPhone? That has made my FG year. McGuire and McKinnon were total old fat CTS in that Labour Party when we were all going for seats. I was speaking to the SNP leader of Stirling Council. Leaked all sorts to press and loved silly wee boits like Purcell. Oh, to say I am delighted is the understatement of the year. I'm ecstatic. She knows I've always hated her guts. She would never look the road LW as on. She was always blank scared I'd challenge her for the seat. I would have whopping that as an independent. Oh, I could skip. The Wicked Witch is dead. I'd go out celebrating but need to study. I've done F all for these exams.
Again, like, don't do that, man. It's just not a good look, you know? Like, no better than to, like, slag on the dead. Do you know what I mean? And, you, like, Fiona Harvey in these emails is one of the first people to get upset if someone starts slagging her off. Yet, when people die and she dislikes them, that's it. She's having a party. Get in the bin.
My face is in a big frown today. I don't normally frown.
It's like listening to a toddler. My face is in a big frown today. I've got a toddler. He goes, I cross. Literally, he's just giving the exact same vibe.
It's the state of the UK. Me and my cronies either get back into public life again since we are doing it behind the scenes anyway, or we all F off to New York, a better place. I wanted Gov for PM. I knew May would be a lily-livered blank sent from my iPhone.
I wanted to go for PM. Thank goodness Fiona Harvey did not get PM. Thank goodness.
It's biling beetroot, as they say in Aberdeen. I love that. It makes me eye up. It makes me laugh even. Reams of blood. By the way, Pierce, Gaza great ASS. Pinched it last night. Great ASS.
Yeah, people are saying that this was Piers Morgan. It's not Piers Morgan. Not the same.
And no, she's not talking about Piers Morgan.
Oh, there you go.
This email's from 2014, so it's just a coincidence that this guy's name happens to be Piers. To be honest, it's up to you, but I want to suck your blank all day, have you shag me, and have a stab at this. It's totally up to you. I need to get this place sorted out, and blank loads work to do.
You know, like that email get me the that's weird. You know, how did she go from hating on Richard Gadd to suddenly being like that?
Alright, the subject line says sex and lots of it. You are an ultimatum, dear boy. I want sex 3 times at night and twice in the morning, or I won't talk up IOU again. I'm
not being funny, right? I'm speaking for all the guys out there. All of them. No man is capable of 3 times at night and twice in the morning. You'd be lucky to get once at night before... Right? Like, that's reaching high there, Fiona. Real high. Like, that's beyond any human capability. And if you find a man that can do that for you, applaud the man.
I've been sex starved for a year since we met. I'm miserable and depressed about it. If any man doesn't fancy me, they are either mad or blank or both.
Okay. I mean, you are such a magnet, Fiona. Such a magnet. But again, you go, girl! Oh.
I'm down to my biggest black suit, having been on the starvation diet. You of these mad shows and Globetrotter, yet globe 6 months if the year in old mad places like Australia. Blank knows why when you could be a proper actor. Just do not ask me why. Amy Way next weekend is our last chance cause this sexual starvation is yorcher against gay human rights. Acting terrible. I've never been so sex starved in all my born days. It's mentally depressing. F. I hate typing too. Sent from my iPhone.
Ugh. Ugh. This should sent a chill down my spine, that one.
This bleeding is easing off slightly, I think. I just want to give you loads and loads of blank jobs to make you sleep.
There's just things that you don't say. It's just things that you do not like. Literally, I've got goosebumps from like hearing this stuff. It's creepy, man. It's so creepy.
Sent from my iPhone. I was going to come see your show at Harrison's Bar. I came over all tired at 5, had already been in Camden and King's Cross yesterday morning. Got sunburnt, but was very sick, then diarrhea later. Then diarrhea later.
It's just no filter. There is no filter. There is no boundaries either. There's no, yeah, that's probably inappropriate to send someone, so I just won't include that part, but you know.
Had to nap. It's a bug or acid reflux or sunstroke. I can't stand all the bloody foreigners in the streets this time of year, but was genuinely sick.
What does this have anything to do with what you're talking about? It's like any opportunity to just bring that into the topic, you're just gonna take it.
I did so much want to see it and let you blank my brains put. Sent from my iPhone.
Oh, God.
All right, and the subject of this email is Richard Angel, I'm worried, re-you. Richard Angel, I'm worried about you. You weren't in at Hallie. Is there anything I can do? I've not been at emails all week, but Steve has been checking them. Whopping major test case Monday and very busy all week and feeling sick. I can't let in you money just now cause I'm skint, but won't be at in Feb, I hope. You can stay at my own rent free if you need to and no strings. You don't need to sleep with me. Anyway, let me know if you are in a bad way. I'm worried, re-you, and obviously miss your lovely bum. It's C, the loveliest bum. My typing gets no better. Well, for the first time, she's showing a little bit of self-awareness there. F. Harmon and the whole ought of them standing down. No balls. I love it. You still have a cute blank though. But that was great last night. Just great. Need to go. I've not even brushed my hair and I'm in street. Look a fright. Too cidered to brush my hair. Too excited to type. God, I'm happy. I have been thinking a lot about your blank. It's your best bit. Seriously, Gad, you do have a great blank, and if you invite some blank guy back to your flat, he'll think it's Xmas. Keep your hand on your happens. Why? Baby. Sent from my iPhone. My sweetness, I do love your hair and your bum. My sweetness. Sent from my iPhone. That is a big deal. It's affected 4 years of your life. Don't let folk twist it. It's like 20 years of my life ruined by Labor Party. I'm going to stop winding you up too.
Right, this is the first time where I felt like there must have been some level of conversion between Richard and Fiona. Because looking at this, that is a big deal. I don't know what the subject is. There doesn't seem to be a subject. But she's starting it out as if she's responding to something. Now, I don't know if that's off the back of a previous email that she's written. I don't know if these are in context. I have no idea. But yeah, that's piqued my interest a little bit.
You are clever and talented. I've always thought that. I just don't think you can joke in the shows re any kind of abuse. It doesn't work for me. It's funny on a superficial, bizarre level, but not good for society to joke about it. I think you are more handsome than you think you are, or handsome to me. I think you are painfully shy and looking for a personality. I love in that kind gray t-shirt with long hair. I hate these white t-shirts and crap haircuts. I think someone demeaned you one day and said you weren't handsome. You are. I like the accent, the voice. Hate all this swearing. That's insecurity. Hate all the drinking. Like your mates like Ian Smith. Hate Hallie Lott. Your hair was great up at Snooker Bar. You are an obsessive hair utter. Love your hands. You've got writer's hands. Thought that first time I met you. I noticed your hands, high cheekbones, eyes, and bum. You've got the best bum I've ever seen. Chiseled face. I thought you had a chiseled Viking-like face. Born by the sea, all that stuff. You are clean. I like that. I liked the Adidas man bag. You had a man bag. Sweet.
What? It's like anything that comes in here is just put on paper. Like there is no, it's just like texting as she's thinking. It's crazy.
Okay, so that's the end of that email, and I don't know if that was sent from her iPhone or not. I'm not sure. I like the fact you are well read. I like the fact you did that Shakespeare thing. I can see you writing some great stuff. Anyway, call me this weekend if you can. I'm canceling stuff to diet, cutting out some stressful stuff. Oh, you are blank scared of me. The intellect, the age, this Sunday mail nonsense, your Hallie mates hate me, and I wrote you that horrible letter. You don't like being sussed out by me or analyzed by me. You are worried, Ree, what your parents would think. You are scared if I have a temper tantrum. You are scared of a commitment with a woman after that girl who dumped you badly. You like my long hair. I like it short. I think blank-ite, we were made for each other. Two high-end achievers, blank scared of relationships, both abused in different ways in the past. Peas in a pod. I'm giving up swearing too. I never...
Wait, what? Are you? Are you? Really? Really looks like you are giving up some swearing.
had temper tantrums till Sunday mail nonsense. It was traumatic. You need positive role models, not Hallie Lott.
Oh.
Croatia is a crazy holiday place. Wouldn't be my choice. The bad haircut's your worst feature. The rest is good. I'd really like to know what the bad haircut is all about. Sent from my iPhone.
You can see like this level of manipulation, like where she'll build him up, and then be like, but knock him down again, and like, your haircut's shit. I want to know what that shit haircut's all about. And it's like, you know, is that to hold or maintain, or, you know? Why does this sound like it's gonna blow up? Not sure what that was about. Anyway, yeah, I don't get it. I genuinely don't understand. It sounds like, you know, it's like building him up, and then being like, but you're mine, reeling it back in.
Mind you, the way Brad just dumped Aniston was terrible. Jolie has been a screwed up cow. Jen is nice. Jolie will end up a lonely, bitter old cow. Serves Brad right, that bit. I just like his bum. Your bum, incidentally, is the best bum I've ever seen on a guy ever, and I've seen some nice bums. Cracking ASS you have. Sent from my iPhone. That's me at 25.
Congratulations.
My new pants. I'm going out. I'm going mad.
Oh. We didn't need to see that.
See, I was sober before I went out.
Yes, you look very sober there, Fiona. Very sober.
Alright, so I'm...
Right, so that was part 2. Go over to Gary828's YouTube channel to check out part 3. The emails don't stop there. They just get crazier and crazier and crazier. Oh, I'm glad that's over. I'm glad that's over. Oh, I feel like I can mentally come down from that. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. The whole thing is just weird. And it's just not stopping getting weird. Let me know what you think, though, down in the comments below. Like I say, while you're down there, be sure to jump to get the hell out of the like button. And until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.